We talked a little bit earlier this week about Sam Brinton. He's a big-time guy in the Biden administration with the Department of Energy. This guy is into something. See, again, I don't want to have to show that, but that's who he is. He's into something called pup play. I don't even want to talk about that. Here was us earlier this week talking to Raheem Kassam about this.
We found that Sam Brinton had actually defended in an article for an LGBT website called The Advocate. He had defended another LGBT directed website. This one was called rentboy.com. Now, rentboy is a British colloquialism that sort of stems from these upper class establishment pedophiles, effectively, who rent young boys. It has been a long-standing, I hate to say joke, but it is a long-standing joke in British political circles that this is commonplace in our politics, unfortunately. And if anybody's following along with British politics right now, there have been several of those incidences in our politics, at least this year. But rentboy.com was really targeted internationally. It was targeted all over the world, and that included the United States. In 2015, the federal government took umbrage with what it saw was rentboy.com's fast and loose application of its own rules and indeed the law as it pertained to underage males. That is boys we're talking about here, people who are not legally able to give consent. And it turned out that rentboy.com was promoting prostitution amongst people like that. When the feds raided rentboy.com and charges were made and indictments were made back then, and the website is now shuttered, there was one person who stood up for that website, and that was Sam Brinton.
He's now part of Joe Biden's White House. Rent boy. Ugh. Look, if you need a minute to vomit, go vomit. That's fine. And it's not as if, look, hey, maybe this is a one-off. Something got swept under the rug. Somebody didn't do the proper vetting. Hey, just one freak. This is a consistent thing around this White House, around, frankly, America's communists now, America's Democratic Party. This is what they are now. You ever heard of Jerry Harris? I never have, but apparently he was part of this big Netflix show called Cheer. He campaigned with Joe Biden in 2020. Here he is campaigning with Joe Biden.
Jerry, can you hear me?
Yes, hello, Mr. Biden.
How you doing, man?
Mr. Biden, thank you for this amazing opportunity. I'm so happy I get to talk with you. It is a privilege to be a part of this important conversation, and it's really an honor just to meet you.
I'd like to spend the day with you.
Thank you. Thank you again.
I guess we can meet one another when this coronavirus.
Absolutely. I would love that. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much.
He was just sentenced to 12 years in prison for child pornography and soliciting minors. So, maybe him and Joe do have a lot to talk about. And no, I'm not going to apologize for what I'm about to say. Joe Biden himself, personally, not just the people around him. How many pictures and videos have you seen? No, I'm not going to gloss over it. I'm not going to get by. It's not normal for an adult male to constantly be pawing at and sniffing young females, oftentimes children. This is a consistent thing, and people have tried to pass this off as just, he's just an old man. He just loves kids. I've spent tons of time around old men at VFWs, VA hospitals, and people in my own family. I've never seen a single old man ever conduct himself that way around children. Maybe Joe and Jerry did have a lot to talk about if they ever did end up meeting. And I'm not the only one who sees this. There's a comedian out there, Andrew Schultz, right now. I thought it was hilarious, and it's true.
There was a month where every child within 2 feet of him, he'd bear hug and sniff their head. You don't remember that? One whole month, every single kid just... They started giving him Jewish kids so there'd be a little protection. He was yanking off yarmulkes and just sniffing dandruff off their skulls, bro. Even his son Hunter was like, "You sure that's dandruff?" The whole family's interested.
All right, it's funny, but it is true, right? And it goes well beyond Joe Biden, Joe Biden's administration. goes well beyond some Netflix actor. This is something now that apparently is common throughout society. Why is it the left continues, the communists continue to tell us all this drag stuff and trans stuff and all this stuff? It's totally innocent, it's fun, it's whatever they decide. And yet these people are constantly getting busted for horrific things. We have a, quote, award-winning transvestite. What awards, I don't know, nor do I care to know. Was just charged with 25 counts of child pornography in Pennsylvania. What's this person's title? Youth advisor. It's time as a parent myself, if you're a parent, if you're a child, it's time to start understanding we are surrounded by wolves. Wolves now with their eyes on our children.